Chimichanga or chimichanga? It's like a burrito, but deep fried. But why not make them at home? I'm gonna start by making the chicken that simmers in that really flavorful liquid. Just a little bit of onion, finely chopped. Then I'll go ahead and season my chicken while I'm here. I'm gonna do salt, pepper, garlic powder pretty heavily. All right, so whenever I am making a flavorful liquid, I like to build the flavors. So I'm gonna go ahead and sear the chicken. You want it like a deep skillet or a saucepan heated because we are gonna make our little cooking liquid in here too. And then just add in some olive oil. Get that nice and hot, and then sear the chicken. Build the crust. That'll go for like 2 or 3 minutes. And then right to that, I'm gonna add in some aromatics. I'm gonna go in with my onion. You can just kind of scoot the chicken over, scrape up the brown bits, and then garlic. And now, lots of chili powder and cumin. I'm using ancho chili powder. It's a little bit smokier, but you can just use regular. And then I'm gonna deglaze just with some water. And now this is gonna act as our poaching liquid. Then I'm gonna go in with just some bouillon paste. You could also just do a cube of chicken bouillon. This just kind of amps up the flavor. So I'm gonna bring it up to a simmer and then just let it really slow cook because we don't want any dried out chicken breast. And that's like the hardest part of this recipe. So once that chicken's cooked, we'll shred it, build them, and fry them up. Should I go ahead and make my cocktail now? You know what's a perfect pairing for this? Ranch water. A ranch water is like a lightened up version of a margarita because it starts with tequila. White or gold, whatever you choose. I'm a gold girl. In with the tequila. Measure with your heart. Squeeze of lime, sweetened lime juice. Just a little smidgen. And then you top it with this. I'm not a fizzy water kind of girl, except this kind. Does that not look refreshing? Let's get the party started. All right, the chicken is done. I'm gonna pull it out and shred it for our chimichangas. And while that happens, I'm gonna reduce this liquid. The flavor's too diluted at this point. I'm gonna reduce it by about 1/3 or 1/2. You want about 1.5 cups of liquid. See, tender, delicate. You want these shreds to be like pretty fine. You could also use chicken thighs here as well, but I do recommend cooking your own just for this, just so you have that little liquid gold back there. And you can see it's gotten darker. It's a little more reduced. In goes the chicken and the green chilies, and then you can just turn the heat off. Oh, look at that. That looks good. If you wanted to make these like extra creamy on the inside, you could start cream cheese in at this point. I'm gonna leave it like this because it's looking juicy and delicious. Now, I'm gonna give you one more treat. Refried beans. I like/love refried beans, especially in the chimichanga. So we're just gonna make our own. This is just what we call a bonus recipe. You can use just oil, you can use nothing. Lard is classic. I'm gonna use a little bit of this. This is like a cheater way to make these, okay? This is just an express refried beans, but making them like this is a little better than buying them already in the can. I'm gonna get in my skillet the shortening and let it be heating up. So I'm gonna take some pinto beans and drain them. If you don't want beans in your chimichanga, you can leave this out. You can just fast forward through this part of the video, but don't skip the end. So once our skillet and our shortening are nice and heated up, in go the beans. All right, let those fry. And then you do want to flavor it up with some garlic powder, onion powder, and salt. Maybe I'll add in just a pinch of cumin and chili powder. My daughter's favorite food, literally when she was like 7, pintos and cheese. From Taco Bell. See how thick they're getting? So creamy. Once these have kind of fried up a little bit, we're gonna just take a potato masher and mash them. That's how you make refried beans. I like them to have just a little bit of texture to them. And then just turn off the heat, add some lime. Let's see how we're doing. Totally worth that step. Now, before we roll, we need to make a little glue to keep these shut. Unlike a burrito, you know, when you just roll the burrito, you're gonna eat it right then. But we're gonna fry these in oil, so we don't want them to open up. So we need a little glue to keep them shut. To do that, it's just a little bit of flour and water, just a little slurry. So I'm just gonna go with like a couple tablespoons of flour to a few tablespoons of water. Down with our tortilla, a little spoon of the refried beans, a nice amount of cheese, and then our chicken on top. And then before you close it, go ahead and put some glue around the edges, the top edges. This really is a good idea for a party, or just if you're having like people over for dinner, because you can assemble these completely ahead of time. And then, you know, if you've got your fryer set up outside on the deck, you know, just kind of fry them up, top them. Could be a really easy way. Just a thought. I think the big question is going to be, can you make these in the air fryer? You can. Are you going to sacrifice a little bit of the amazing experience? Yes. But will it still be delicious? Also yes. If you do want to air fry these instead of deep fry them, I just suggest brushing them with butter on the outside before you pop them in the air fryer. Got my oil heating up. It's time to finish these off. All right, oil, 350 degrees. They go in as burritos, they come out chimichangas. This process does not take long. Everything is cooked inside. We're just wanting the outside to get nice and crispy. I know y'all get sick of me doing the crispy dance, but it's a thing. These are gonna be so good, be so good, be so good. Hey, hey, hey. Look at that. I don't care who you are, that's pretty. Do you see why if you haven't been ordering chimichangas, you should be? If you're ordering burritos, you don't know. Just one more time, don't get mad at me, but y'all love to know it. It's just the sound of deliciousness. Where I've been, they come smothered in queso. What I have here is just some store-bought queso with a little bit of sour cream mixed in. Heat it up. And in case you're new here, what I like to do is build the perfect bite. The cold and crunchy. Some pico. I'm speechless and haven't even taken a bite yet. Chimichanga, chimichanga. All right, let's see what's inside. Woo! Let's just get that perfect bite. Oh my God, my mouth just started watering. It's everything. The most flavorful chimichanga I've ever eaten, and that's just the truth. That outside is so crispy. The inside, I definitely recommend the pepper jack cheese and the refried bean. Why does this have to be so good? Look at that. Do you see what I mean? We did it. We hit it out of the ballpark with this one. After you learn this, there's just no need to feel like you have to wait till you go to the restaurant to order a chimichanga. Make it at home. Let me know what you think.